Welcome to day 14 of me backtesting my way to success. This is the end of the second week, and at the end, I'm going to do a recap of the previous week again. And I'm pretty hyped, so let's get into the charts. First trade was a loss. The reason I entered was a weekly fair value gap right here. Below it is a weekly order block. Also a area of liquidity right above the fair value gap. So yeah, that's already pretty good. Well, right here there's also a 3-hour order block. And I scaled into a lower time frame. I think it was 15 minutes, yeah. And there was a void right here, but now it has turned into a fair value gap again for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, I was waiting for price to go back into the void. And it did. On a breaker structure I entered. I think it was in the 5 minute when I entered. Yeah, right here on the 5 minute I entered on a breaker structure. Take profit was the beginning of the fair value gap. Stop loss, I set it above the previous area of liquidity, which was right here. And I gave it a bit of breathing room. Since these two areas of liquidity are so close to each other, I should have just set my stop loss above both areas of liquidities to make sure that I wouldn't get stopped out, but maybe I shouldn't even have taken this trade at all because of the risk-reward ratio. Yeah, so it is what it is, but let's see how the next trade goes. Okay, so next trade was a win. It was the usual setup, you know. Price took out the previous area of liquidity, went into a building block, which was a order block right here. It ignored the order block and decided to hunt a previous area of liquidity. And coincidentally, right below the previous area of liquidity is also a daily fair value gap. So I went into a lower time frame and waited for price to react a bit with the fair value gap. On a break of structure, I entered, and take profits were previous area of liquidity right here, and also the beginning of this 3-hour fair value gap. So yeah, both were hit. I gave it a lot of breathing room to be sure. Third take profit could have been here, I guess, but I think actually that price is going to go down after it reacts with the 3-hour fair value gap. It's probably going to hunt for this area of liquidity, maybe even this one. But yeah, we'll just see how the next trade goes. Okay, so a lot of things happened just now. First off, weekly order block right here. Daily order block right here. It took out this area of liquidity, pushed into the weekly fair value gap. And so I went into a lower time frame, looked for a breaker structure, entered right on it. I think it was in 15 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah, entered on the breaker structure and set my stop loss below the weekly order block with a lot of breathing room, or enough breathing room at least. Take profits with previous areas of liquidity. See, so right, hold up, let me mark it right here, here, and also the bottom of this, or the start of the order block. As you can see, 3 take profits were hit. Fourth one wasn't. So I moved my stop loss around to this area, I think, because I would get profit for sure and not stopped out. But right here, as you can see, I took another trade while still being in this trade because, oh no, I got stopped out, and then I entered for a trade because order block right here, as you can see, took out the previous area of liquidity, broke structure, I entered, stop loss was below this area of liquidity with a lot of breathing room, take profits were this area of liquidity and beginning of the order block. Oh my god, I just saw how messy my chart was. But anyway, yeah, those two take profits were hit in the end. But I think right here I shouldn't have moved my stop loss, I guess, because this is a weekly fair value gap. It holds pretty much power, and I don't think that it would have gone down after reacting with the weekly fair value gap. Yeah, and as I see it, yeah, it went into this order block, might even go into this one, but who knows, it might just go down. Uh, I'll have to look for more confluences to say that for sure. But yeah, that's already it for today. But let me first take a look at the dashboard again. Look at this. Pretty cool. 8 wins, 1 loss. 1 loss because didn't give my stop loss enough breathing room. And now we'll get into the weekly recap. I'll just again read it out, just like I did last week. What I wrote down every day, what I learned from that day. So day 8, I learned to give. Isn't this ironic? I learned to give my stop loss breathing room. On day 9, I learned to not be consumed by the saying higher time frames hold higher power. On day 10, I learned to give my stop loss even more breathing room, even if it's just a little. And I think sometimes I don't take this too hard because I'm ruining my risk reward ratio. It just feels better to, have a risk reward ratio of 4 or 3 point something than a risk reward ratio of 1.6, but with more breathing room. Look less at the risk reward ratio and look more at the confluences. If I have like if I have a liquidity sweep, a break of structure, and a fair value gap entry, then I should look more on how to place my take profits and how to place my stop loss rather than be concerned about my risk reward ratio. Because my confluences are saying, yes, price is going to do that. And if the risk reward ratio is too bad, sometimes I just don't enter the trade. And I think that is something I should definitely work on. Yeah. On day 11, I learned to be flexible, to react to the price, and also to be patient. On day 12, I learned that more confluences equal higher probability that price is like the prediction. And so, yeah, it's obviously because I think I entered a lot of trades off of a liquidity sweep and a break of structure, and price simply didn't go like I expected it to. And so I should look for also a fair value gap or a order block entry. On day 13, I learned to not be tunnel visioned, and also to look at the daily chart before taking a trade. And I should do that always, because yeah, that's a really important thing to do, to just look at your confluences again before taking a trade to really be sure that you didn't get anything wrong. Yeah, this week was pretty good in terms of trading. I was 15% up on my last FX replay account. I got a pretty decent win rate. And right now, of course, I only took 9 trades, won 8. Of course, I have a great win rate right now, but that's going to change over. Sorry. And that's going to change over the course of time, when I take more trades and so on. So, yeah, we'll see you in the next one.